Aloha! Here is your first lesson video update. These updates and recaps are just here so you can watch this later on down the road or right after a video. What we like to do though is give a brief period to let this sink in. Each concept layers like a bunch of pancakes. I would rather wait to have a whole bunch of flapjacks and a bunch of syrup and butter on top than just have one little tiny bit that I consume, then it's gone. If we just consume the concept of loudness and playing or just individual notes, it all is a lot of information. What we're doing now should be fun and not really using a whole bunch of headspace, okay? So first finger, first fret, second finger, second fret. Now, as I said when we were together, we're gonna wanna play right in the middle here. We're not gonna wanna play on the nut. We're not gonna play on the headstock. We're gonna play on the middle, on the fret, not the fretting, the metal piece, that's the fretting. We're gonna play right in the middle. Swimming in the water is much better than swimming on the shore, okay? So first finger, first fret, and this one could be a flat one, and this one too, and this one of the two, but what we're concentrating on this week are pointy notes. So put your finger directly into the fretboard. When we put our finger on the fretboard and move our fingers up the fretboard, what we tend to do is we find ourselves having our fingers stretch. Now, the guitar is a larger and a bigger apparatus. However, when we're playing on the ukulele, it's the same concept. We're gonna put our first finger on the first string, which is the G string. It's the closest one to our nose. The other notes of the strings are C, which is our thickest string. We have an E string, which is also kind of thick. And then an A string. The A and the G strings are generally the same size. Sometimes the E is the same as them, but the C string is always going to be a little thicker. So you can always tell where your C string is. G string, closest to the nose, A string, furthest away, and then your C string is the thickest. We'll worry about remembering where the E is, but I guarantee you, by the time you got the G, thick C, and the farthest away A, you're not gonna worry about the E because you'll know it's the only one left. Okay, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, not flat, but pointy, 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 pointy. Taking the first finger on the other hand and playing. Can't hear anything? Press harder. Ooh. Yeah, and then the second one, make sure we get a note out of these. If you don't, press down real hard and try for the plucking. And then the fourth. If you want, you can just concentrate on just those fingers because the same fingerings we use for these are gonna go all the way to that C string, the thick one, right above the G string. And then we're gonna move our finger from plucking this string closest to us to just plucking the string right next to it. What I like to do is I put my thumb right on the string that we just got done playing because it makes it easier that I don't accidentally hit that string with my finger. If I hit it, it just will be muted. We're gonna do that same operation and move our fingers up the fretboard while moving over. The couple things we're looking for that we're not sticking our fingers way off the fretboard over here. They're all shooting out into outer space, but they're actually just directly on the fretboard and they kind of stay there when moving. Thusly, walking like spiders. So when we can do this, about this speed, then we kind of move on to something else. But this is the beginning of what you're gonna wanna do for 5 minutes every day before you do anything else. You can set a tempo and get a beat, or, but the one thing you wanna do is you don't wanna stop. You just wanna keep going. If you find these notes becoming easier to get out and you're able to go at this speed, by all means, play 2 notes. Dare I say, if you get that really well and you're going through the process of hearing it up top and down to the bottom, then maybe 3 notes. Maybe 4 notes. Maybe add harmonies. So what we do is we use this as a stepping stone to do other really cool stuff. Our chords of the day are going to be a F major, means we're gonna put our first finger on the first fret, find our E string. It's the only one we didn't take a whole bunch of time. G string, C string, E string, A string. We're gonna put that on the E string at the first fret to get an F note. And then our second finger is gonna play the A note, which is on the high G string at the second fret. Remember, don't play on the frets, play right in the middle. And when we play that along with the open C and the open C, we get a F, A, C. Triad. F, A, C. 1, 3, 5. If we had a A, B, C, D, E, F, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. We have a flat FAR, but we're not going to talk about that now. We have a triad. Sounds like this. Let's play our teeter-totters together one time through, and then you can take it from there with your other chords. The C major will have the different fingerings of all the fingerings, but as we talked about, the third finger actually feels the most comfortable. Sometimes we use it with the pinky when we're playing the other chords that we know, because it acts as a pivot chord, or a pivot note that we're always going to kind of play, because it sounds good in F, and it sounds great in G7, and it sounds really cool in A minor. So it doesn't matter if it's there sometimes. So we work on that concept, okay? When we play our other chords, C major, it's still going to use the teeter-totter. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... Notice how I switch my fingers right after the 1. 1, switch. Keep the right hand strumming. 1 and 2 and... Let's see it with the F major. Boop, boop. F note, A note, open C, open A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... Keep this methodology up. You're learning what it looks like to do it with 2 fingers. Yes, you can play it with your third finger and your pinky if you'd like to. Try and put that one in the rotation if you want to. The idea is if you keep this right hand going and keep your fingers moving, eventually you're going to be able to move back between all of those chords. And the idea is we just move that chord up and then bar. And we get new chords. The idea is all these chords are movable. Sometimes they sound good. Sometimes they sound not so great. We work on finding the ones that do and the ones that don't. We talk about them and why, and how to actually change those to the correct fingering, major or minor. Anywho, it was wonderful meeting both of you, and this video shall serve as an individual video at first. When we take a different route, we will split off. Until that time, please help each other get to a great place in music, and remember, playing 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there will change the way that you see music and your world. Aloha.